what is management of claims? How is management of claims delivering customer experience as well as delivering operational excellence? And what is the ground reality? How are organizations transforming the claims process? So Anubhav, can we have you first give your perspective? I do know you've done some significant work in this area, and it'll be worthwhile for you to share your experience.
Sure, thanks, Suresh. So let me first start by painting the overall canvas and the context, right? So building on to the points that Tapan had made, I think one important point for all of us to understand is whenever a survey of customer experience or the customer aspect is done for insurance, one feedback which consistently comes from all customer segments, irrespective of the product, is that the basic expectation from the insurer is that please work at my moment of requirement, which is a claim incident time. So please do not contact me, do not communicate, do not over communicate. As long as you work and provide me the services and support at the time of my claim experience, that is the only expectation that customers have from an insurer. And for a very significant time, this is an area where insurers have been focusing on transformation through either operating model or cost efficiencies or tightening the claim adjudication rules, reputation rules, so on and so forth. In the last few years, what I've been witnessing is that all across the segment, when I say across the segment, because someone just mentioned a very valid point that general insurance is actually a multitude of companies, but not only a single organization. So across the product segment, across the lines of businesses, the claim experience, both in terms of the ability to quickly take a decision, B, take the correct decision, and C, have a very innate and obtrusive ability to identify a fraud and flag it immediately and appropriately. These are the areas which technology is being leveraged and put to use by a lot of companies, and we are no different. So we are trying to solve exactly the same problem. And when it comes to claims, so while we have all been talking about the front end of the claim, which is the claim origination part or the FNOL part, as people call it, where a claim is notified and then it is processed, I think what we have been focusing on is complete digitization of the end-to-end process of claim management. Let me take an example of motor claim. So not only at the time when a customer intimates us that there is a claim or a photograph or a video is sent. In fact, we have partnered with Quess GTS to look at AI-based capabilities for claim automation, the ability to detect repair and replace kind of scenarios for different parts, critical parts, and of course identify total losses. What is also required is that while this decision is taken by an AI model, which has been trained with data of several years, the decision comes quickly. The entire workflow, which makes the entire experience frictionless for customer, right from submitting the claim to the same actually getting assessed by an AI model, to the same being made available for a claim assessor to review in case of any discrepancy or any final actions. And finally, once the entire claim is processed, approved, and the invoice comes from the garage, whether from a network or not from the network, even the automation of that invoice using AI techniques of document management or OCR is something which completes the digitalization of the entire chain. And that is exactly what we at Chola have been working on. Of course, there is more work to do. There is more optimization required in terms of productivity and everything. But I think that's the direction that we'll take. And the idea is very simple. As the frontline will grow, as more customers are onboarded, as more vehicles are there, and we are still a bit far away from moving towards purely parameterized motor insurance. While IRD is trying to come out with innovative areas, innovative product offering, but we are still a bit far away from purely parameterized products. The pure automation and opportunity that lies for insurers is to digitize this entire process end to end and make it absolutely a wow customer experience and completely predictable. A similar thing is being done in case of health claims also. The question is very simple there also. Whether a claim is admissible, yes or no. And if admissible, then what is the amount that can be sort of approved or adjudicated for? So those are the areas, once again, where digitization and core AI-based techniques and technologies comes in, and the ability to make it very frictionless for the customers is the key. I personally think that the one technology which is still not in the foray of this entire mix is IoT and pure play computer vision in the form of IoT. And I think that is something which will become a lot more forefront in the next 1 or 2 years as edge computing starts becoming mainstream. Because for the experience of leveraging IoT on almost a real time or near real time, it has to go through the conduit of an edge computing model, which is still not very, very verbalized, which is still not very, very commercialized at this moment, and it is coming up. So as that comes up the curve, I think with IoT and edge computing coming into the fray, the current capability of processing claims within a few hours will actually start coming down to a few minutes, and that is how the maturity will happen.